Welcome to Box Recaps. Today I'm going to explain the movie Transformers: Rise of the Beasts, released in the year 2023. The movie begins with a narration from Primal presenting Unicorn as a malevolent god from mythology. Unicorn approaches the Maximal homeworld and sends Scourge and his minions to plunder the planet for their technology before devouring it. The Transwarp Key is the technology that the Maximals have. Scourge arrives not in a ship alt mode, but in a tiny ship that he steps out of. One of Scourge's awards had a Predacon symbol. Cheater, Airraiser, Apelink, and Primal may be seen retreating to their escape ship. Apelink, the Maximal leader, instructs Primal and the others to utilize the Transwarp Key to escape. He resolves to stay behind and fight Scourge to buy them time to flee. He appoints Primal as the next Maximal commander. Apelink and Scourge fight for a while, then Scourge catches Apelink off guard and stabs and kills him with his enormous sword thing. The other Maximals flee to what seems to be a primordial Earth via a transwarp gateway. Noah and Elena are presented to us. Noah is having difficulty finding work to support his family. His sibling has a blood illness, for which they cannot afford therapy. Elena works as an intern at a museum, although she knows more about history and objects than the professional personnel. Noah applies for a job but is turned down due to his perceived inability to work in a team from his military days. Elena observes a bird sculpture salvaged at an auction with a Maximal sign and strange marks. She becomes intrigued in it and investigates it. She cracks it while inspecting it, and within lies a shining crystal item known as the Transwarp Key, which activates and generates an energy signature that only the Autobots can perceive. Noah was starving for money at the moment, so he accepts Reek's offer to steal and sell affluent people's automobiles. Noah had a change of heart after breaking in to steal Mirage. It is at this point that Optimus sees the Transwarp signature and summons all of the Autobots. Bumblebee and RC spring into action. Mirage brings Noah along for the voyage once he hears Optimus's call on the radio. Noah and Mirage begin to bond after they arrive at the warehouse. When Optimus arrives, he's irritated that Mirage has returned with a human. RC examines Noah's face, reads his bio, and discovers that he is a former soldier. Then we learn that Optimus believes it is his fault that the Autobots are stranded on Earth, and that anything bad that occurs to them on Earth is his fault. Optimus is desperate to obtain the Transwarp Key so that they can return home. They want to obtain the Transwarp Key from the museum, but they can't simply walk in and show themselves. As a result, Mirage volunteers Noah. Noah can slip in and get the key for them. Mirage tells Noah that he can morph into whatever automobile he desires, including a Lamborghini and an F1 race car, in order to persuade him. Noah may sell him for money, and Mirage can flee afterwards. Optimus is skeptical of humans and believes that they would only favor his own kind, but he agrees to the proposal. Bumblebee claims that humans are his friends, but Optimus points out that just because one person was kind to him does not imply that others would be. Scourge, Nightbird, and Battletrap come at this moment and proceed to the museum as well. Noah sneaks inside the museum and attempts to persuade Elena to give him the key since enormous robots want it. But she doesn't believe him. She has no option but to trust him as the Terracons attack. Scourge sends 2 freezers after them as the Autobots arrive to face the Terracons. Noah and Elena are able to flee the museum and avoid the freezers. The combat outdoors is fierce, with Scourge handily defeating Prime despite Prime brandishing his axe. "And you call yourself a Prime," Scourge remarks. "Primus will be embarrassed." Nightbird detonates a bomb on the humans, and they drop the Transwarp Key, which the Terracons take. Nightbird's voice and mannerisms are reminiscent of Shatter's, and Battletrap even receives a few lines. Battletrap's wrecking ball may also grip onto objects in order to add weight and bulk to his swing, which I thought was fascinating. Scourge kills B and steals his Autobot crest. Scourge is ready to slay Prime as well, as Airraiser swoops in and fires on the Terracons. They decide to flee because they already possess the key. Optimus and the others pursue Airraiser to find out what's going on. Optimus is heartbroken over B. Airazor describes herself as a Maximal, a warrior from both your past and future, and discusses Unicorn and Scourge. Optimus is aware of Unicorn. Scourge is filled with dark energy, according to Airazor, and Unicorn controls Scourge's soul. It's revealed here that Scourge only possesses half of the key, since the Maximals split it in half to keep it secure. Airazor believes she is the last of the Maximals, since she hasn't seen the others in a long time because they broke up and went into hiding a long time ago. Scourge has a telepathic session with Unicorn, and Unicorn tortures him since he only possesses half of the key. Scourge, in actuality, writhes in agony while hovering in the air. Elena deduces that the second half of the key must be in Peru because the similar symbols on the bird statue have only ever been reported on a Peruvian temple. Noah insists on accompanying the Autobots on their trip to Peru. It's worth noting here that Noah wants to travel not to aid the Autobots, but to obtain the second half of the transwarp key and destroy it so Unicorn has no chance of ever returning to Earth. However, this will condemn the Autobots to remain on Earth. But Noah is only concerned with his own safety, proving Optimus's original opinion of humans correct. Of course, Optimus is only concerned with his own kind. In this way, Noah and Optimus are similar, and this sets up the strongest conflict and character arc of the film, in my opinion. They then took Stratosphere to Peru. They meet up with Wheeljack in Peru, who assists them in tracking down the temple entrance using Elena's coordinates. It is held in a historic church. Mirage hands Noah the gauntlet pistol. There's a massive celebration going on, and Noah and Elena follow in the footsteps of the Autobots by blending in with the throng. RC hides in Wheeljack in robot mode, which I thought was really adorable. Prime and Mirage are currently in vehicle mode. There's a lot of communication between them when they are in vehicle mode, which I don't think has ever happened in the past movies, and adds a lot to the bots as Transformers characters. They make it to the entrance, solve a puzzle, and descend into the caves in Indiana Jones fashion. Scourge and the Terracons arrive, and Scourge dispatches a freezer to hunt out the humans. When Noah and Elena get to the temple, they learn that the second half of the transwarp key has vanished. It had been relocated. Noah and Elena flee further into the caves after being attacked by the freezer. The Autobots and Terracons both rush into action. A major fight is taking place on the road, as well as a rematch between Prime and Scourge. RC, Wheeljack, and Mirage are battled by Nightbird and Battletrap. During this duel, Noah masters the gauntlet gun and destroys the freezer. They eventually emerge from a forest cave. Airazor blows up the bridge to keep Scourge and the other Terracons at bay. Scourge then launches a crab needle object at Airazor, which attaches onto her and begins corrupting her with Scourge's essence. Scourge may then follow her down and gradually convert her wicked. Primal and the other Maximals appear. Airazor arrives to defuse the tension and introduce the other Maximals when Prime and the other Autobots leap in. Primal claims to be named after Optimus Prime, the legendary warrior of Cybertron, and that meeting him is an honor. The others and Primal explain that they have the remaining half of the transwarp key. He also claims that the Maximals are an advanced civilization committed to the spread of life across the cosmos, but that they are now just staying on Earth to safeguard the life here and the transwarp key. The Maximals guide them to a small town of humans, descendants of the tribe of humans who have looked after the Maximals and shared their culture with them. The Maximals disclose that the humans have the second half of the key. Prime is taken aback by the Maximals' confidence in humanity. Prime is informed by Primal that there is more to them than meets the eye. Then Primal demonstrates the Valley's Optimus raw Energon reserves. Prime wants to use the Energon to resurrect B, but the Energon is inactive and cannot be awakened without tremendous force. Still, Prime is lying on some Energon with B, whose corpse was carried there by Stratosphere. Elena tries to persuade Noah not to destroy the transwarp key late at night. Elena wakes up the next day to find Airazor gone insane. She takes off, and Prime and Primal understand Scourge and the other Terracons are on their way. Noah puts on the gauntlet pistol and prepares to destroy the transwarp key, but Prime intervenes. Noah struggles but ultimately decides against it. The Terracons arrive and manage to take the transwarp key, while Airazor arrives and takes Elena. Primal rushes to her aid. Primal and Airazor battle, and Airazor regains enough of her senses to beg Primal to do what is necessary. It's a moving scene when Primal kills Airazor, something he dreads doing because there are so few of them remaining. Scourge now has half of the key. He climbs to the summit of a mountain and fuses the two. This builds a tower for Scourge to place the key in and begins to open a gateway in the sky for Unicorn to enter. A swarm of Terracon drones emerges from the tower's walls. Noah refuses to give up and vows to continue fighting. Prime and Primal have agreed to battle, but they need a strategy. The only way they can turn off the tower without damaging it and unleashing a massive explosion that would kill them all is to input a specific access code. Elena strikes again when she understands that one part of the code is on the bird statue and the other half is in the temple. Prime learns that they had been waging separate battles when they could have been fighting together. He eventually comes to trust Noah and Elena. The Autobots and Maximals will battle the Terracons, while the humans will slip in through the small access tunnels and enter the code at the console in the center of the tower. The huge fight starts. This section is really fantastic. However, there are too many things to recall, and my mental chronology is a little jumbled, so I'll simply highlight the important points that jumped out to me. RC, Wheeljack, Rhinox, and Cheater concentrate on eliminating the drones. Battle is fought by Prime and Primal. Primal severs Battletrap's arm and leg, then crushes him with his own wrecking ball. Prime does a "he was mine" routine with Primal. There's a brief moment during combat when we see Primal without his faceplate, but it is only a flash. During the conflict, the tower emits a pulse, and the Energon in the valley appears to respond to it. Then B begins to buzz again. Mirage fights Scourge to distract him, but Mirage is knocked aside, and Scourge discovers and pulls Noah out of the tunnel. Elena dashes to the console. Those hoping that Scourge was Bayverse Prime would be disappointed because there isn't much of a hint of Prime. Mirage, on the other hand, protects Noah from Scourge's cannon fire. Mirage appears to be dead, but he briefly reanimates before urging Noah to take over the wheel. He morphs into Noah's exosuit as he wraps himself around him. Noah begins to confront Scourge, but he's clearly outmatched. Prime then arrives to battle Scourge with Noah. Prime is once again overpowered by Scourge. Unicorn arrives in the sky and dispatches his ball drones. Stratosphere comes in overhead, and Bumblebee dives out, knocking down drones and shooting Scourge, giving them an opportunity to regroup. Scourge fires at B as Nightbird flies up and captures him. Nightbird serves as a protection for B. B stabs her with one of her wings. She explodes, and B executes a heroic landing while Nightbird bits shower down. Elena had been fleeing from a freezer, attempting to get to the console and enter the access code the entire while. Even if she manages to enter it, the console is destroyed during the conflict between Scourge and Prime. Scourge requests that Unicorn bring in additional forces, which Unicorn does. The gigantic Scorponaux arrive here. Prime severs Scourge's arms, rips off his head, and reclaims Bumblebee's Autobot symbol. Prime now has no choice except to destroy the transwarp key and martyr himself. Noah and the others begin to flee. Prime smashes the transwarp key, an explosion occurs, and everything begins to be drawn back through the vortex. Just as Prime appears to be going to be dragged in, Noah grabs Prime's axe, and the suit ties itself to the ground. But it's pointless. Noah is also being drawn in. However, Primal grabs them and yanks them to the ground. They flee, and the entire thing explodes. Following the fight, Noah is seen returning the exosuit to Stratosphere. According to Primal, Unicorn is not dead, but rather imprisoned and may return. Optimus says, "Let him come." Optimus Prime says that they might have lost the transwarp key in this battle, but he gained an ally. He says that in a struggle so huge, they can only win together. Noah seeks another security position. On TV, he sees Elena receiving credit for finding a temple in Peru. He's given an interview with a man, Guy astounds Noah by discovering his accomplishments and the fact that he rescued the planet. He claims they know everything. Guy assures Noah that his brother's medical expenses will be covered because Noah rescued the world. Guy invites him and his close friends to join them because we are in the middle of an ongoing war, and offers him a business card. He adjusts a plaque on the wall, revealing a base. Noah turns the card over and it says G.I. Joe on the back. Noah is seen putting the finishing touches to a junker car made out of various pieces in the mid-credit sequence. Then it evolves into a red-silver mirage. Noah was able to free him from the exosuit. Subscribe for more videos like this. Turn on the notification and leave a like to help the channel out. Thank you for watching.